Have you ever planted carrot seeds and ended up with teeny tiny little roots or nothing at all? You're not alone. Carrots can be a little picky. Today I'll show you exactly how I plant carrot seeds, plus simple things that I do to help them grow long, straight, and sweet instead of short and stubby. The first thing I need to do is I need to make sure the soil is completely broken up, and so I will be using my drill with an auger bit to break the soil up. Carrots love full sun and loose soil. So if your soil is heavy clay, you want to mix in some compost to loosen it up. You also want to remove rocks and big clumps because carrots grow straight down. If they hit a rock or hard soil, they may twist and fork. Here's one that I grew a couple years ago that grew around a rock. So after you have drilled and loosened the soil underneath, you want to kind of even it out. Carrots really like a damp environment when they're just getting started. We want to make sure that this soil is really saturated. I can actually hear the water being soaked in by the soil. It's kind of like a bubbly sound. The next thing I'm going to wet down is some cardboard. We're going to use this to cover the seeds so that they can germinate. The seeds need to be kept moist, and so we're going to use the wet cardboard as a barrier to help the moisture. Carrot seeds are teeny tiny, but they don't have a lot of energy to push through thick soil, so they only need to be planted about 1/4 of an inch deep. Don't worry if too many fall in one spot. We'll fix that later by thinning. It's actually better to plant too many seeds than too few. Next, go ahead and make a few shallow trenches in the soil. You're just going to simply tap the seeds into the trench. And they're not going to stay in the trench. I don't know why I even bothered doing a trench, because I can't get them in the trench, but that's okay. Once you have the seeds down, you're just going to gently cover them up with the dirt. Then you're going to take your cardboard that you thoroughly wetted down before. I think I'm going to go ahead and hit them again with water, but gentle this time. Make sure that cardboard is thoroughly wet. You're going to use it as a moisture barrier. And then I'm just going to gently put bricks on top so it won't blow away. And I'm going to check it every couple of days. It's going to take carrots about 10 days to germinate. And as soon as they've germinated and start popping up, then we're going to take the cardboard off. During germination, it's really important to keep the soil evenly moist. Once the seedlings sprout, it's time for the part that most gardeners absolutely hate: thinning of the carrots. You want to make sure that the carrots are about 1 inch apart from each other. You're not going to pull them out because that's going to disturb the roots below. You're going to take a pair of scissors and snip it right at the soil level to take those out. The roots that are currently there are going to decay, and it'll leave organic matter for the rest of the plants. Once the seedlings are about 1 inch to 1.5 inches tall, you just need to be sure that there's no big swings in dryness. You don't want it to be too dry or too moist as they continue to grow. You can go ahead and add some gardening straw in order to provide a mulch for those new carrots. Carrots usually take between 50 and 75 days to fully mature. Once the green gets about 12 inches tall, it's probably a good time to start looking at them to harvest. Technically, you can harvest carrots at any stage. They just will have a different flavor, but they can be cooked at any point, even when they're teeny tiny. You can chop them up, throw them in a salad, throw them in the oven, throw them in a stew. It doesn't matter what size they are. One of the primary pests of the carrot is the rusty carrot fly. The larvae of this small, slender black fly will tunnel into the carrots to feed, resulting in an unpleasant discovery when you harvest. You can plant members of the allium family like onions and leeks and chives, garlic as well, to help deter these pests. Marigolds will also help. You also may want to plant some companion plants with it to help encourage its growth. What I'm planting today with the carrots are beets and radishes. Radishes are quick growing plants, and the leaves that would generate will help shade the seedlings and encourage their growth. Beets will also do the same after the radishes are pulled out, since those get pulled in about 30 to 45 days. There are several crops that you shouldn't plant with carrots because they attract the same pests. Parsley, celery, dill, and parsnips are all in the same plant family as carrots and can attract those same flies. Don't get me wrong, dill is a wonderful plant for attracting pollinators and other beneficial insects, but this herb can also stunt the growth of some of these deep-rooted plants. Potatoes also don't make good companions for carrots. The large underground tubers can take up a lot of resources. So if you want to grow carrots, there are a few key things to remember. Start with loose, rock-free soil, plant seeds very shallowly, keep the soil consistently moist, thin the seedlings so they all have room to grow, and keep the bed warm with cardboard or plastic in the early spring and to keep the moisture in. Follow these simple steps, and in a couple of months, you could be pulling sweet, crunchy carrots right from your garden. If you've ever grown carrots before, I'd love to hear your tips. Leave a comment below and let me know where you're gardening from. If you found this video helpful, please give me a like and subscribe to Jen Gardens for more gardening tips. Thanks for watching, and as always, happy gardening.